So in this journey of soul plan, it is individual game, right? It's like game of golf. We are not competing with anyone. It is individual journey. So we will understand this. First, we will recap some of the things we did in previous, which was the first session. A lot of it I have taken from Robert Schwartz. He has written many books, including Sonia Choquette, and my own 2 workshops that I did with Rob, and a lot of experience, a lot of the real-time thing, what I have learned through those, or the people in those workshop, like we go things together when you're in a workshop. So learning, when you do, first learning should be why I'm doing this, what is the purpose? So what is the goal? What is the reward of this healing that we are trying to achieve in our life? It is not in that one moment when you feel that, oh my God, in my meditation or today I had such a divine experience. That is good, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to reach a place where every day, every moment, you feel joyful, you feel blissful. So we are not looking for just a moment, but we are looking for our life, which is joyful. So when you are in that state, when your life is joyful, you won't even remember when last time I was depressed, when I was, emotionally out of control, things like that, because you will say, for years and years, I've been joyful. Things may happen against your wish. Still, you are joyful. That is the aim. It does not mean nothing wrong will go in my life. No, events will happen. How you are experiencing, how you are dealing with those situations, that will change. That means I'm blissful in spite of what is going around. And in this process, you are allowing your soul to express, talk to you. In our normal day-to-day life, do we really allow our soul? No. We are more worried about commenting on others. We are more worried about blaming, pointing fingers at others. Hardly we take time to look inward. So the soul is talking to you, but in this noise, it gets lost. But when we start this journey and understand, now we are allowing our soul to communicate with us. And all this is part of pre-birth planning, because this whole soul plan is created before your birth, means pre-birth. And it is a very detailed plan, every step, every moment. So you can only imagine how beautiful this process must be. Now, what is suffering? Suffering, unfortunately, we learn through suffering. We wait for disease, some issue to come in our health, and then we go and try to fix it. Most of us. But how about you take care of your lifestyle, you take care of your thoughts, your journey, that you are avoiding issues most of the time. So if you are getting negative emotions, but you are not acting on it, as I said, events will happen around you. People will come and say something to you which is against you, but you are not reacting on it. Now that is healing, that you have reached a state where you are not just jumping like a spring. Somebody presses you and you jump and, trying to hit the other person or get back at the other person. That is healing. That is overcoming suffering in a true way. So we have to remember this. Okay. Now, so that was our aim. Now, false belief is a part of all this. Every one of us has a story about you, yourself. that I can do this, I cannot do that. I'm good in this, I'm not good in that, or I'm very bad in this, or I'm, it could be wealth, it could be your knowledge, it could be whether music, sports, career, doesn't matter what. It could be relationship. And there is a story, and we believe in it so much that we feel helpless. We feel powerless. I want to be in sports. I'm not doing good. And now I've convinced myself I can never win this race. I can never come first. It could be music, it could be relationship, that nobody loves me. Or I will never be rich. Why? Because I don't have this. Whenever I try, I have losses, whether financial loss, some other loss, and I will never be happy. Some story we all have. So what is important is identify it. Whether it is lack of self-respect, whether it's some shame, guilt, whatever you have gone through, identify that story. There is no copy paste because each one of us has a unique story. Doesn't matter what our life has taken us through. Soul plan says it is our plan. Rebirth means before coming in this human form, we have planned. I will go through this, this, this. In human form, we call it suffering. Anything that in our normal society rules goes against the norm, we may call it suffering. If it is as per the norm, we may say success. A person making a lot of money, we will say he is or she is successful. Person is poor, we will say, oh, look at that fellow, such a failure. But maybe that's the person's soul plan, to experience lack. So person will not have wealth in this life. Somebody's plan is to experience abundance. Person may have a lot of money. So there is no right or wrong for soul. To come to this level, you have to use your heart. Heart has much more higher form of knowing than mind. Our heart all the time radiates energy. Brain radiates energy. The brain energy goes only a couple of inches, whereas our heart radiates up to a couple of feet. It can go, you can measure. So there is a place for everything, and that's why heart is very important. So soul plan, there is no high and low, up, down, all those things. The soul is soul. We are here as a bundle of energy, being of light. There is no difference between you and me. I may share my wisdom with you, but that does not mean I am at a different level than you. We are all Atman. We are all light. We are all at the same level. So we should not be looking up to someone that come and fix my problem. No. Yes, you may get the wisdom, the information from someone. That's okay. But all the powers are inside you too, whatever is there in someone else. So that's why going inside is important. And our purpose is to eradicate that fear, that judgmental nature, our ego, biasness. These are the basic fundamental emotions that soul is trying to overcome. So you are crossing that river, from fear to fearless. You just need to find the bridge and cross over. Accept all the flaws and all the strength you have. Again, there is no right or wrong. Weakness does not mean you are bad. Strength does not mean you are exceptionally good. It is all part of experiencing, and we will see when we talk about balancing of karma. Free will is very important. That don't think, okay, if I have my soul plan, why to worry? Whatever has to happen will happen. You have a soul plan, very detailed. However, every step you have a free will too. That means every step you in this form will decide, human form will decide, I go left or right. Depending on that, your next journey, next step will start. You may have planned that I will go from A to B to C to D. But when you come in human form, and then the soul gets stuck with the human emotions that we go through. And you may go A to B, but then rather than C, you may go to F and G and H. Now you are in a different direction than what the original plan was. So this free will is given to you, because then only the experience comes. And this is the reason you do not come with that information. When you are born, you don't come with the full information about your soul plan. Otherwise, there is no beauty in life. Then you say, okay, if I have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I just continue and check mark, check mark, check mark. You don't learn. So do not think that it is a bad or it is something against you. No, it's a beautiful process. And that's why we keep taking rebirth, rebirth, rebirth to learn. It's not like in one life I have to achieve nirvana. Now, there will be challenges in your life, and there is a reason, because life generally runs counter to your hope, your expectation. You will think, okay, I've done my university education, whatever that is, college, school, and now I will have lots of money. That's your expectation. Or at least you will have a comfortable life, or whatever you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to join, or whatever, as a company, a job. And then you have some setbacks. Oh, I thought I will do this, but I'm not able to do that. So we call them challenges. But it is not about that, okay, the soul is trying to rise above the human emotions, that I should not ever have any pain. Anybody says anything to me or whatever I do, I'm very indifferent to anything happening around me. That's not the point, that you become so like a robotic that you have no emotions for anyone. No, we have to have compassion, yet what we call detached. That's the challenge. If you say I'm indifferent, doesn't matter what happens to my family, kids, friends, I will have no emotion, then you are like a robot. That's not the point. You will have compassion, you will have the human emotions, which are our strength, yet we can stay detached. That is the challenge. So that's why use your heart rather than the brain always. Don't try logic. Logic will say, okay, here I make more money, go for this particular career. But your heart says, no, but I like music. Why I'm going in sports? Use your heart. And whenever you are in a challenging situation, whenever life seems to be tough, that is the time universe is talking to you. Don't let it go waste. Don't be just in the pain and suffering. That is the teaching coming from universe. So whenever there is any suffering, any pain, anything, challenges, love it. Try to understand what it is telling you, because that is the time the real soul, the real part of you talking to you. It is making you aware. Whatever is inside, whether it's fear, whether it's a challenge, whatever you are working on, try to understand, connect the dots. Because what you're trying to do is this fear or whatever the emotion is inside, you are trying to hug it. You are trying to, it's like a small child. When the child cries, you just lift the child, hug the child, and you are not yelling or screaming at the child, but you are full of love. And that's what we have to do to ourselves. When we take ourselves like that, like a child, feeding positive energy, feeding love, true love, that is the time you are invoking the true power inside you. So don't yell at yourself or others. Don't feel bad. This is the time to lift the soul. If you look at any challenges like this, you will feel that, wow, I'm happy that this challenge came in my life because it really taught me something. You will be very grateful. And in this process, you are increasing, awakening your heart. See, we all have powers. We lose it. we all must have seen the birds, when winter time comes, they migrate in one direction, the season changes, they go in the other direction. They don't have any GPS, they have nothing. They can sense Earth magnetic field. They can sense, when they fly in a group, there is a particular formation. Who teaches them to make that formation? They all the animals have the power, but as a human being, we get so much addicted to technology, to comfort we get in the name of industrialization, in the name of advancement, that now we are dependent on tools rather than our own inbuilt mechanism in the life, in our body. But when you work on yourself, work on this, now you're awakening those powers within you. And this will really take you in the direction of your soul plan, in the direction of your pre-birth planning, that, okay, this is what I need to learn and move on, move forward. So now let's talk about karma. Because once you have understood this part, now it will be easy to, understand, because karma is one thing which is, sometimes very confusing, sometimes it could be intimidating, sometimes different directions you hear different things about karma. So what is the big thing about karma? Without getting just too much about karma, the most important thing to understand, there are two elements of karma. So first is balancing of karma and second is releasing of karma. What is balancing? Balancing means you have to experience both sides of a coin. Every coin has two sides. So for example, a person is sick and somebody's taking care of that person. So the sick person is experiencing how it feels when somebody takes care of you. That is one side. The other person who is giving care is experiencing how it feels when you care for someone. That is the other side. But in this scenario, each person is only learning half. One person learned how to care for someone, the other person learned what it feels when somebody takes care of you. So you cannot release it. You have only experienced half. Now, whether in the same life or in the next, they have to switch roles. Not necessarily with each other, it could be different souls, but you have to switch roles. So the soul that was sick in the previous life experienced how it feels when somebody takes care of you. In the next, now that soul will take care of someone and experience how it feels when you take care of someone. Now you have balanced, you have experienced both the element. Is it enough to release it? May not be. Why yes and no? I have experienced both. So why I'm not able to release it? And this is important. And these two, if you understand properly, you can really bring down this complex topic to its simplest form. You can only release when you learn from it. So imagine I am taking care of someone, but in my mind, I'm whining that look at this person didn't take care of himself or herself, and now I have to take care. I cannot do my, I have to leave my work to take care. I have to do this. So I'm whining. I'm complaining. I'm not learning from that experience. So it's not a matter of that you enjoy, it's a matter of learning from that experience. Means emotionally, you have to experience how it feels. If you are just complaining, whining, and all that, you are not experiencing the emotion, you are full of negative energy. Another example we can take, suppose you have lots of money. So you are experiencing abundance. In the previous life, maybe you were a beggar. You experience lack. But when you have a lot of money, you are full of ego that I am successful, I have lots of money, and I'm donating. I'm helping my relatives, my friends, or unknown people, charity. I'm donating money because I have lots of money. I'm full of ego means I'm full of pride and I'm not learning. I'm not experiencing what this life is giving me, which is how it feels. When you have abundance, you are able to help others. Because of my ego, because of my pride, I'm not learning. I'm just very too proud of myself that, hey, here is the money or here is this help coming from me. Now, this can happen also when you are a beggar, means feeling lack. You may not learn anything. You may not experience, like you may waste that experience if you are just complaining that I have nothing, what a waste of my life, what is this, what is that. And if we are just complaining, not appreciating how it feels when you have a lack of something, whether it's relationship, money, whatever. So that means I'm wasting that particular incarnation, means I have to again take rebirth and go through the same emotion again. If I have experienced both and understood, learned from both, now I can release karma. This is the key thing. So just by going through it doesn't guarantee that it will be released. You may be generating more karmas. But when you learn, experience, move forward, then yes. So that is where gratitude comes. That's where forgiveness comes. That's where all these other topic comes. You have to understand and then live your life with them. Then the healing comes to your life. So, as just before this session, we were talking about why do we do it and all that discussion. So see, whatever energies are unresolved from our previous lifetime, we are trying to fill those and move forward. And where could be the gap? Gap could be from anywhere, depending, because each one of us is unique. Our story is unique. It can come from anywhere. We could be judgmental. We could be just, like I mentioned about living life like whining, blaming everyone, always angry. We may be living with guilt. All kinds of negative emotions are possible. So it depends where the gap is to balance. And maybe you experienced, but you did not learn. So in either any of those situations, you may have to repeat. So let's go through one example. Sometime you may end up seeing people who are alcoholic and you may wonder, they're wasting their life. So one such real example is the person, he was alcoholic. Now you may say why it was planned that way, because in this process, the person was trying to work on the fear, the emotion that the person had to work on. And directly, you cannot just go and work sometime. So the soul planned it this way. And even the alcoholic has pain because of alcohol. We may think that the person is not experiencing, so that this person experience the pain, because one pain you are trying to go away, and that's why the person became alcoholic. But even this alcoholic life was giving pain to the person. And when it came to a point where the person said enough is enough, the person came in the path of spirituality. And when the person came in the path of spirituality, the person was able to heal himself. Now, someone can say, why can't you go to spirituality directly? Well, we just talked about that most of us learn through suffering. Soul has to mature. Of course, it is ideal. Without suffering, I can learn. But you may have heard this saying that from history, the only thing we have learned is that we didn't learn anything. So, in this real example, yes, to come to spirituality, person went through this cycle. To run away from the pain in life, went to, the alcohol. From alcohol came more pain, a different pain, which brought him to spirituality. Spirituality, healed him, and finally he came out of that. So healing can come from different direction, different ways. Service to others is a excellent way, accelerated path of spiritual evolution. So spiritually, when you're trying to, reach a next level, higher level, you want to, just uh, walk that path. So service to others is a very good way. What you give, you receive. What you teach, you learn, because I truly believe in that the best way of learning is to teach someone. And you can take anything, even for students. Doesn't matter whether you're in grade 6, 10th, young age. You learn a topic, you feel you know everything. Try to teach someone. If you could teach, if you could explain someone that this is how it works, now you have truly learned, or you will learn better. Whenever you have too much of yourself, excessive focus on yourself, even if it is the right thing, spiritual or any topic, if you are too proud that, okay, I'm doing so good, I'm very good in this, whatever, whether it's personally, professionally, is actually slowing down your evolution. Why? Because again, if ego comes, that's a negative energy. If you're too proud of yourself, it's a negative energy. So we have to stay grounded for learning and moving forward. If you want to be service to others, it has to be selflessness. You cannot go there and boost your ego. So when you do with selflessness, you are not only improving your energy. When you improve your energy, you are improving your consciousness. And when all around you see people working on their consciousness, then now we are expanding the global energy. So the soul, you can say, you can define it in 3 layers. If you go in the reverse order, you're talking about the physical body. Physical body. You go to the next level. Now you're getting into the soul, right? Which is you're talking of Atman, means an individual soul, a bundle of energy. And now when you're saying the spirit self, you may have heard about Aham Brahmasmi, means now you're talking about universal level. So what happens? The universe, why this mechanism is there? Why would the spirit or universal energy, whichever way you put it, God, whatever you call it, why all these different sufferings are part of this planning? So there is no limit to a spirit for a soul. Okay. So when we are talking about universe, the higher self, right, which is the highest level, the spirit self is a small part of higher self. So you have this universal energy. There is nothing which is restricted. Means there is nothing that that energy cannot do or achieve. When you talk of individual spirit, soul, same Mechanism is there. There is same energy, same potential that I can do anything. I can achieve anything. I'm part of the same high power universal energy, whether you call God or anything. So each soul, each one of us has the same strength, same power. If we say the soul can experience certain things, but not the other, means I will experience abundance, but I will not experience lack. Why? Because lack is painful. That means we are restricting the soul from experiencing certain emotions. For soul doesn't matter, lack or abundance. It is the human form where in the society we say, oh, he has a lot of money, he is successful. Somebody is poor, oh, what a failure. It is the society, not the soul. Soul has to experience both sides to balance the karma. So for soul, it does not matter. And that is why it's not that soul will experience something and leave other things blank. You mean soul has all the power and hence we experience everything. We don't leave any part of the syllabus just to say, yes, I clear this exam. No. So in this path, you will experience this ignorance and false belief. So ignorance includes false belief. Now, what are we talking about when we say false belief? So a lot of common thing, like we were saying, we all have stories about ourselves. Not all of it. You will have one of it, or it could be multiple of this. People feel I'm unworthy. I will never be successful. You feel powerless. You feel I will never have relationship. I'm alone. Nobody likes me. Life is pain. Whatever the story you have, life will pick more and more of those. So be careful. It is important to acknowledge the story and work on it. You keep saying, I will never be successful, and then you keep blaming yourself. See, another year and I'm a failure. I'm a failure. Why? Because that's the story you have for yourself. That's the false belief. And this belief is so powerful that it does not allow the reverse or the positive things to come in your life because you believe in that false belief. So what will happen is it becomes your personality. It is reflected in each and everything you do. So what happens? You have to first acknowledge, as I mentioned, only when you acknowledge that I am part of universal energy, I am a soul. There is nothing impossible for me. If you understand, yes, soul has to go through both sides and I can overcome my false belief. Now you can heal and you can come out of that false belief. If you feel relationship, nobody likes you, all of a sudden you will see a lot of people start talking to you, coming in your contact, and you will see you a lot of friends, families, and all those things are healing. So it is not just intention and awareness. You have to keep experiencing and keep yourself in the loop. Keep, pat on your back that, yes, hey, I'm successful a little bit. Okay, next time, another success, another success. These success will add up and bring you out of that false belief. So what happens when we are able to create such positive experience? You start feeling that, no, I'm worthy. I'm powerful. Everybody loves me. I'm safe. There's no threat. So with this repeated positive experience, our false belief will dilute. It's like a glue and you are weakening that glue. So every small victory is weakening that glue, means that false belief will dilute, will go away. There will be some thoughts may take some more time, depending on how deep they are rooted in our energy. So when your thoughts changes, then your feeling changes, and then your emotion changes. And when, not just for a moment or during meditation, when throughout the day you have truly overcome your thoughts, now you're in the positive zone, you will see even the very powerful negative false beliefs go away from your life. You keep seeing that, oh, I'm always a failure. I'm having financial losses, or I'm always falling sick, sick, sick. You can overcome. And the moment you are working and slowly see these events are reducing, you know you are in the right direction. So don't get discouraged. Keep working, keep working. When you see the impact is reducing, that means you are doing right thing and you are going in the right direction. Now your feelings are changed. When you keep working, you will see now no more you feel that you are powerless, you are unworthy. You will say, no, no, I'm worthy. I have the power. I can change my life. You're not alone. You will believe in this universal energy, universal facts, the way the mechanism work, whether it is pre-birth, soul plan, gratitude, forgiveness, all those, the way the emotions are depending on your feelings depends on your thoughts. So that is why it has to reach your level of thought. Emotions cannot be directly worked on. It will come through feeling will come from thoughts. So masters, this was our session 2. Next week, we will take session 3. And if there is any question, please feel free to ask.